Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our second edition of Why Do Catholics? And today I'm going to answer a question from Sam, Daniel, and Veronika, all asking, why do Catholics eat fish on Fridays? So in actual fact, fasting from meat on Fridays can be traced all the way back to the early Christian communities who continued many Jewish fasting traditions that were first laid down in the Old Testament. The earliest records we have of this are in Leviticus 11, where things like pork are forbidden from being eaten just as a general rule for Jewish people. And then later in Leviticus 23, when it institutes Yom Kippur as a Day of Atonement. Now, the tradition of Jewish fasting, it gets built upon over the course of Jewish history. And fasting becomes important for 5 major reasons. The first, for atonement, kind of covered a bit in Yom Kippur, but then you also have mourning specific events, supplication, and finally gratitude and cleansing, which are kind of involved in every type of fast that there is. This final aspect of gratitude and cleansing is what we kind of want to focus in on when it comes to understanding the Friday fast. This is because at the time of Jesus, many Jewish communities had begun to fast from animal products on a couple of days of the week, often determined by their own cultural background. Early Jewish converts to Christianity then moved these dates to Wednesday and Friday to commemorate the betrayal and death of Christ. By depriving themselves of animal products for these days, it helped to remind them that something really special happened these days, and that it was important to really be grateful for the life that had been given through Christ's death. All this said, at this point you're probably wondering why fish is allowed if the fast is meant to be from animal products. It's a really good question and actually has a really interesting reason behind it, linked to that idea of cleansing. So the Bible really likes to draw links between certain events, and whenever we have a situation of cleansing, there is always a kind of like a nod to kind of like the episode of the Great Flood of Noah, in which it rained for 40 days and 40 nights. Excellent example of this is the link between Lent, when Christ goes out into the wilderness, and again what we see, he goes out for 40 days, 40 nights for a period of universal cleansing. Now, why this is important is that during this time that Noah was on the boat and things, him and his family ate fish, since they were not permitted to eat the animals on board the ark. Now, moreover, because the fish were preserved in the Great Flood as they could swim, but land animals were not, as obviously they drowned, fish has always been exempt from meat-based fast when it comes to this idea of cleansing. Amusingly, with this logic in mind, there have been several concessions throughout the medieval years that the church have said are also animals that can be eaten on Fridays, such as penguins and puffins, both of whom were considered not to break this rule, as it was thought they could probably live for a long period in the water. Lastly, we do not regard fasting as a burden that makes our Fridays and Wednesdays less full. But at its core, fasting is something that should allow us to live life more to the full. When we actively choose to deny ourselves something, it prevents that thing controlling our life. By cutting out a regular feature of our normal diet just once or twice a week, we hope to prevent ourselves becoming enslaved to food. By extension of this, we also build up the willpower that allows us to resist becoming enslaved to other desires that can easily crop up in our life. By cleansing ourselves of excess desire in this manner, we build a really healthy gratitude that allows us to really appreciate the things that we have, and builds a much healthier relationship with our material objects, while also giving us more space to really build that spiritual relationship with Christ. I hope this video answers your questions. If anyone has any further questions, please do drop them in the comments below. Or if you are in the parish or school in which I work, please either see me personally or just drop them into my emails. God bless, guys. I hope you have a really great day.